Another replay upon us from Skarbrand the Exiled, taking Valkia, not confusing at all to anybody ever, versus VM John Silver, who I haven't seen in a while. Hope he's doing good. Taking the high Beastmaster, because I review I review the replays ahead of time on ×3 speed to see if they're worth my time. I know that he is on his Scourgerunner mount. It did get buffs recently. In my brief testing, still think it sucks, but I haven't really seen it in a real game, so I guess this will be my first time. Again, I watched it at ×3 speed to make sure the game wasn't like one-sided or stupid, but ×3 speed, it was hard to tell if this thing was getting any value, because, you know, it's pretty freaking fast. For Khorne, we have double Skull Cannon, Valkia the Bloody with Demon Shield and Spear Sleipnir, frontline of Marauders, and triple Minotaurs with great weapons. With something behind me, it is 2 Chaos Warhounds and 2 Marauder Horsemen of Khorne. Aside for Dark Elves, we have Dark Riders, Cold One Knights, Blackheart Corsair Handbows, and Witch Elves, though that front line is taking a lot of damage from the Skull Cannons already. When they hit, they do a lot of damage. We have a Shadows Caster and a High Beastmaster with Tormentor Sword. It's a little net. Probably going to use it pretty soon to get away from these Minotaurs of Khorne. Oh, and there's a Blackguard, which is currently not very happy to see the Skull Cannon. Look at that fire. Look at it. Wait, how did one Minotaur of Khorne get all the way over there? Okay, that was a little crazy. Another direct hit from the Skull Cannons. Another direct hit from the Skull Cannons. Damn, that's going very well for those guys. As Witch Elves are not having a good time on that front line. Spear Sleipnir through the middle, and Khorne is off to a great start. Ahead on the balance power already, as Skull Cannons continue to batter this little clump. The Blackguard surrounding Minotaurs is going to be real bad for those guys. And Valkia is on to the High Beastmaster. His Scourgerunner Chariot mount kind of awkwardly Tokyo drifting around to try and dislodge her. Let's see, what's his value so far? Wow, 700 and... wow, 800. Okay, High Beastmaster doing it, doing good. I'm ready to be wrong. Let's go. Seems like he's been shooting the Minotaurs, must be what he's doing. Because Valkia is small, you wouldn't get that much value off of that. Skull Cannon gets a direct hit on the Sorceress of Shadows, gets actually a good amount of damage onto her. And it's the Withering Overcast that's happening here. Minus Leadership almost threatens to get rid of those Marauders. Meanwhile, the Minotaur's armor is taken down pretty darn low, while the Blackguards still try and saturate the area, kill off all those big spooky cows. While the High Beastmaster sits nearby, firing his anti-large crossbows into the Minotaur. He will get caught. Throwing Axe is already doing a bit of damage to him, but now the Minotaurs are here, and they are looking for vengeance against that guy who is relentlessly poking them. Skull Cannons, how we're doing on value, lads? 1,500 and 1,400, so they've been having a great game so far. Khorne is very ahead on the balance of power. We'll see if it stays that way as Blackheart Corsairs are getting run down. It's looking a little spooky here if you are a Dark Elf fan. Things are not going great. Cold Knights try and run straight through the Marauders. They will be able to do so. Won't do much damage, but they will get through those guys. And the Blackguard continuing to fight it out. Valkia down to half HP. As for the 3 Minotaurs, one is routing and very low. Another one is very low and not quite routing yet. And then there is a final healthy one as they currently beat up on the last healthy Cold Knight. Only 14 seconds of Murderous Prowess left to give them those extra stats. It's looking like a bad time to be a Cold Knight as Minotaurs tear him limb from limb. Skull Cannons healing up and getting ammunition off of some tattered Dark Riders in the distance. They can keep firing at the Dark Elf forces. How are you doing, Beastmaster? Still 1,200 value, which is pretty good. Like, still got half his ammunition, so he's able to keep shooting at the Minos. You'll love to see it. We get a little resurgence of Dark Elves coming up and over the hill. Looks like they were either forgotten in their rallying or it just took them a while to get here, but they are here now. Minotaurs get another Withering cast on them. Less leadership, less armor as the Cold Knights charge in. Blackguard are still here. They're vibing. They haven't gotten even 1,000 value yet, but still those are deadly halberds you really don't want to mess too much with. The Beastmaster falls back away from Valkia. Balance power is stabilized for the Dark Elves a little bit. Still on the losing end of it, but it's less terrible than it was. As Valkia pops her Demon Shield, more Khorne units starting to rout, and even the previously healthy Minotaur gets dragged down. Didn't have a good time fighting all those units over there. Dark Riders, Cold Knights, Witch Elves, and even a little bit of Blackguard. Just too much for them. So what was once so healthy is now very dead. High Beastmaster getting chased by Valkia. He is a chariot character, making it very hard for certain single entities, including Valkia, to get any damage on him, but a very nice Spear Slapnir takes the Blackguard pretty much out of the game. And with Skull Cannons nearby that have ammunition again, they should be able to get 1 or 2 shots on his Blackguard and finish them off for good. Enfeebling Foe down onto Valkia. Did that Shadows Caster just take debuffs? They did. Enfeebling Foe and the Withering. As the Beastmaster charges back in, he does not have bonus versus large on his chariot. He has bonus versus infantry, which is great against Valkia, who is infantry sized. And she is going to be fighting back. Now, something mildly silly might be coming up. We'll see if it happens again, but in my ×3 rewatch, I saw something silly, so I came back and watched a certain part slower, and I realized that it was just a silly bug. Skull Cannons try and help out these Minotaurs finish off the Coldwood Knights. This is a fight to the absolute death between very, very elite opponents. Valkia is busy trying to snipe out the High Beastmaster, but she's taking a lot of damage in return. So there's a lot of close battles everywhere. Valkia gets very, very, very low. Currently getting poked by Witch Elf. Skull Cannon's trying to bail her out, but almost friendly fire her. And she gets negative on leadership, but she pops Relentless Rage as the Tormentor Sword locks her in place. She's stuck here fighting, as it looks like the Minotaurs and Coldwood Knights are both routing from that situation in the background. Now here's where it looks silly to me. Relentless Rage is still active for another 8 seconds. She has taken a lot of damage. She's starting to path away, and then there's going to be a weird visual bug. Now for a bit, I thought she had routed while she was unbreakable. It is just a visual bug. Her little white bar is still all the way full as if she's unbreakable, but she is not, and she is routing. Everything is fine. It's not a bug. It's just a little visual tick. High Beastmaster rolls in, takes her down to 4 HP, and he will finish her off soon, I would imagine. There we go. Khorne lost Valkia. Their Marauders are rethinking their decisions to be here as the Skull Cannons churn through Blackguard and Witch Elves, getting some ammunition back. We have a couple Blackguard Corsairs with very limited HP rejoining the fight. Oof, that's unfortunately a wasted shot as the fire at will while moving damages those Coldwood Knights. I mean, it was a really cool snipe, but the Coldwood Knights were already shattered, so it didn't matter. Marauders do what they can to peel a little bit, though they will run into the flames of their own ally, then get shot by Blackguard Corsairs, so that'll be a pretty quick route for them. What can the Skull Cannons do as the Beastmaster is firing at them? 1900 value for that guy. Ooh, direct hit from the Skull Cannon. Takes him down to 0 leadership, back up to 3. And the Skull Cannons, man, they're going down. Forgot this is Conquest. Apparently Khorne has the point, so that's a thing, I guess. We'll see if it gets to that point. Shadows Caster trying to fight the Skull Cannon while all these little Blackguard Corsair Hambos fire in, but I guess they're just not going to do enough damage as the Beastmaster is routing yet again. I mean, this Skull Cannon is dangerously close to demonic instability crumbling as the Withering takes its leadership down to -11, -22. How is it not just... There we go. How is it not demonic instability crumbling before? As it continues to demonic stability crumble, then it rallies for a bit. Now it's crumbling again. Coldwood Knights are shattered off. The Skull Cannon gets to safety. It might need to charge something to get its leadership back. We'll see. Really nice shot at that Blackguard Corsair Hambo, though, as an enfeebling foe disables the Skull Cannon just a bit to let the Blackguard get good shots on it. Does not look like that demonic instability is stopping. So the Skull Cannon does the only thing it can to get some leadership back. Is charge into melee. Getting the charging bonus and some healing might help it a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. It's falling too low that even a charge bonus won't be able to help it at this point. Looks like we're down to 1 Skull Cannon. But immediately all of the Dark Elves sprout. High Beastmaster is back. Khorne is down to 1 Skull Cannon versus the world. The world's not a big place, though. I mean, look at these Dark Elves. They're all routing. Even the High Beastmaster shatters himself. Look at how depressing that is. He's positive leadership already, but he routes again. Oh, I thought that was his 3rd route and he was going to shatter. Never mind. But he will come back one more time. As the Skull Cannon gets to feed on routing units, get some nice kills for the Khorne army passive, but also keep crucially healing himself and getting some ammunition back. This last Blackguard Corsair Hambo is firing at him. I wonder if he just takes a second, shoots at it, and keeps chasing these routing units. He's going to route him again. Beastmaster returns for the final time. This time I know he shatters if he leaves another round. Skull Cannon has an ammunition and immediately fires it at the Beastmaster and shatters him. He drives back through the fire, and the fire does kill him. The fire does kill him. Now, the Skull Cannon, realizing its point about to be taken from the Blackguard and the Shadows Caster, wants to come over and stop that. He likes the point ticking up. We will fast forward for just a second while he moves over here to do that. Someone has rallied in the distance. We get a Marauder back briefly. An enfeebling foe nerfs the Skull Cannon to 10 melee attack and 0 melee defense as it scoots through the Blackguard. They have charge resistance, and they do rally their leadership. A Withering is down over the Skull Cannon. Everybody knows Skull Cannons go into demonic instability crumbling very, very early. Charges the unbraced Blackguard. This time gets a good shot through them. A little bit of healing, but he really wants that ammo. Horn of Corn giving him some extra stats, but he is trying to get some ammo back. Remember, this is Conquest. There are no attacking rules, so Corn can just cycle charge and heal kite this out, unless the Dark Elves can get the point. Again, the Skull Cannon pushes back the Sorceress of Shadows. Takes a little bit of damage here and there. 31 HP on the Blackguard. 2 whole models left trying to defend this Sorceress. The Skull Cannon comes back around, pushes those guys down, kills one. The other one turns. The Skull Cannon keeps carrying on. Charges her back again. Corn's down in the balance of power. Enfeebling foe makes this guy super weak, but no one can really hit him. I say that as a Blackguard catches up to him at last, but then he gets run over. Does not get hit because the Enfeebling foe lowered the enemy stats too much. The Skull Cannon kites away. Oh, I saw some negative leadership for just a second. But he managed to rally, gets the safety. The Dark Elves, they have no capture weight. They're struggling so hard to do this. Skull Cannon does take a nasty shot from the Sorceress on the way in. Doesn't take one on the way out. Missed its charge attack. Its stats are just too low. And we have some Blackguard Corsairs coming back into the fight with ammunition. The Skull Cannon does not like that. Scores a direct hit on them. The fire didn't land directly on them, but the hit actually took out a model of them, and then they run back through the fire, so they are routed once again. Skull Cannon's back in the fight, gets another ammunition, more healing, and he hasn't done damage to these two in melee for quite a while, but the point's ticking up for him, so the longer this takes for the little ring around the rosy, the happier he is. And he turns to get a shot in. Sick of that last Blackguard, snipes him in the head. Now it is officially a 1v1. As the Sorceress jumps in, gets maybe a hit. They have literally the exact same HP until he got that one tick of healing. Blackguard Corsair still routing in the distance. This is the only thing for Corn. Those Marauders that rallied earlier fucked off. They ran off the map. And Skull Cannon's happy to just keep pushing this lady around. Like, even if he doesn't get hits in, as long as he doesn't die, he's going to capture the point. So that's all he needs. If he gets a hit on her, fine. If he doesn't, he just needs to keep knocking her out of this circle. But unfortunately, his last two little motorbike scooter attacks have missed. And the Sorceress is just trying to get a hit on him. But it's kind of checkmate for the Dark Elves right now, unless she can somehow get one, maybe even 2 hits on the Skull Cannon. Look at him trying to stay out of range. Now he's starting to heal because they're technically in contact, even though she wasn't swinging at him. They just were touching models. But he did take some damage somewhere. So yeah, he actually took a nasty little bump. He only has 13 leadership. She has she gets another hit. If she had that, the Withering, she could get him in demonic instability range. This thing does not cause terror, so she's not in danger of a terror route, though she's in danger of a natural route. 6 leadership. Do you have a Withering or not? It looks like not. Otherwise, that thing would be dead. Its leadership is so low, but she just isn't quite able to cast a spell that would deal with it. Skull Cannon's moving back in, stops, fires at her, misses. But it's gonna get another charge out, hits her, big damage, and she will rout. Or the tickets crossed. I'm not sure if it was route or tickets crossed. But very close, very good game from Skarbrand and John Silver. The Skull Cannons really hard carried that. On the other side, the High Beastmaster did really well. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I called my shot at the start. I said that the Chariot probably still sucks, and it did very, very well, so I'm wrong sometimes. But hey, it proves I don't look ahead at these. I just times 3 speed, see if it'll be a good game, and then I go back and cast it, so I didn't actually check his value, and he apparently did very well. Good for you, buddy. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.